Hello, hello. Who do I have here today? Who's watching? Yeah, there's EVA suits. I'm working on a let me see if I can get this chat window somewhere that I can see you. I'm still getting the hang of the OBS interface. There we go. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Basically, I'm creating kind of this is like underpainting material. So like, I'll be painting on top of this once I finish, composing it and getting it looking right. I'm going to make some changes, but probably going to start by working on this thing over here. This, I don't know, space station exterior that is in a state of emergency. Goes all right. Not too shabby. This is kind of my full-time job right now. So putting my heart and soul in it and making the best of it. Yeah, and it's just been trying to lean into like making more realistic looking things lately. Which I come from cartoon land, but I started off as a more, realism oriented concept artist. So let's see here. So this probably gonna need to model this in a separate, probably in a separate file and import it. Save that. New general. All right. Delete the default cube. How are you, Daniel? The best way to do this. I need to pull up some reference. Yeah. Let's do. This gives me some ideas. All right. Cylinder. Oh, cool. Are you a CG artist? Here we go. I don't like that vertical. All right. So how do I want to do this? Oh, hey, L5 resident. Thank you. Kind words. Kind words. Today we're working on a little bit of a space station piece. It's just for a painting I'm working on. Or illustration, I guess, really. It's a mix of CG and paint. I'm going to want to do trying to think about the right way to go about doing this. Let's see. Let's go ahead and delete these faces and let's just start. Let's not overthink it. Let's not overthink it. Let's just make make some cool stuff. All right. Go like that. Like that. Let's symmetrize that. I'm going to set that to auto smooth. There we go. Let's go to solidify. Maybe I'll go this way. Right there. Let's just apply that. That looks good to me. The OSR lore continues, man. It's what I got. I got OSR lore, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is I haven't had a chance to do much writing lately. I've been pretty into like the the image making. Admittedly, that's just because I'm an artist, so I tend to do that. But let's see. Let's make this 50. Let's make this 20. Let's make this 30. Boop. There we go. Should have nice 3 rings. Let's just apply that array again. We're not going to overthink this. Okay, that's like a scaffold I can work with. All right. And let's make another cylinder. And I'm going to go ahead and just say shape auto smooth. Yeah, I guess I could talk a little bit about Mars in this world, which I sort of imagine is like a just like very much it's in perpetual tension between the tech bros that created it and all of their maybe less humanist leanings and other people who live there, the people who come there to just to make a life and to work. I kind of imagine that a lot of it is network states, run by billionaires. Mars is not. It's interesting. I actually think that the Earth-Moon system is a much more like pro-social, positive, hopeful place. There's cool things about Mars, but it's definitely it's got a lot of work as a society. It's a very young society, and so it's kind of like the United States. It's sort of high off of its own farts about bootstrapping and that kind of thing, while maybe significantly ignoring some significant internal problems that it has, and that's why it ends up getting into a civil war. And sadly, for the people who are just trying to stick up for themselves and their own independent life on Mars, it doesn't go well for them. The tech bros, the unified government, win. And so kind of want to use Mars as a sort of like, my story takes place, described now as a, would the cislunar spacers be their own thing? Yeah, definitely not a tourist destination at this time. I would say the cislunar spacers are sort of their own thing. They're not, they do a lot of business with Mars. It's just Delta V makes that a reality. But they tend to ideologically maybe align more with what's going on Earth. And I'm sort of imagining this story in the world as taking place in a similar time to our own, meaning that there was a significant 21st century Pax, right? So like, I imagine that right now we are entering into very likely some kind of shit show that's going to last for a while, and then hopefully emerge, and there's going to be some sort of Pax or some sort of positive outcome that we can look forward to as a civilization, where we kind of get it together, and then we screw up again. And so the story takes place right at the outset of at the beginning of a transition back to human folly. At least that's my thinking. What's the export from Mars? Lots of stuff. A lot of it is like intellectual property. They have like genetically engineered watermelons that are a big deal to them. And yeah, absolutely. Mars has access to the belt. So does Earth, but like Mars really goes for it. And so they just make a lot of crazy technology. They're like, I would look at Mars as like partially riding off of technology and fabrication, in situ fabrication, and just loads and loads of hype cycles. They're sort of like an investor black hole. Yeah, like I'm trying to, there's always like a, baseline economies like what you guys are describing. But I think a lot of the way money works is much more anthropological. And so I think Mars's economy is a mix of tangible goods and just pure credit manipulation and bullshit hype cycles and like tech startups and money moving around and capital class back scratching. Joan, in the long run, I think Mars will achieve an agrarian outcome, and they definitely have massive hydroponic and aeroponic farms, making all kinds of fruits and veggies. Like it's good stuff. It's all very genetically engineered. It has a lot of because frankly Mars is a really unhealthy place for human beings. Like it's just a dusty cancer hole, and so like they engineer the food to provide them with all sorts of medicine and supplemental, nutrition, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's it's hard to describe in one go, right? Like, this is a whole planet. There's I don't think of Mars as a single country. Some people on Mars think of Mars as a single country. A lot of people on Mars do not think of Mars as a single country. There's Tharsians and people from the Mariner Valley and people, right? And they all kind of think of themselves as being part of regions of Mars, right? And forming their own identities in those regions based on what they do and what part of the economy they contribute to and how they got there and what languages arrived and what cultures arrived. But the Civil War is trying to stamp that out and trying to make a unified Martian government, which, yeah, people with hopes and dreams, exactly. Mars is just a big ongoing weird story, and at this point in history, it just happens to be tenuously, it's like tenuously neutral with regard to Earth. They have an agreement, they have an understanding, especially with, cislunar economy. They're very dependent on it, whether they like to admit it or not. And let's see, I'm just gonna make a cylinder here, because it's cylinder time. Let me just make the cylinder. 32. Let's try that. Yeah. So like. Be like a window or something, I think. Yeah, I guess that's the real thing to be said about it. Like, I think the way Kim Stanley Robinson thought about Mars was pretty good. Like, I thought that's a pretty good baseline. It's a big, complex place, with lots of different factions and lots of different people and lots of different ideas. I think sci-fi really likes to simplify, and be like, oh, we are this planet is one whole country, right? It's Tatooine. It's a whole country, right? Naboo. We're a country. We're all a unified government here on Naboo, right, or whatever. But these are planets, right? They're enormous. Even Mars is enormous. It's huge. There are definitely places on Mars that are completely untouched by the Civil War, right? Like, that just have nothing to do with it. People doing their own thing, so, like, I think from the perspective of Earth, you're going to have, like, a lot of news narrative will probably, you'll have news cycles where people will be like, Civil War, Mars in turmoil, and then you'll have loads of social media being like, it's a beautiful day here on Mars. We're not seeing any civil war at all. That's ridiculous, and then you'll have, people being like, yeah, my husband lost his job because, they because of the Civil War, like, it's going to touch people in different ways. It's just a huge place. There's millions of people living on the planet. Yeah, so, like, I agree. Like, I'm a big believer in the idea that, you know, people dream endlessly of interstellar travel, and I'm just like, we will have centuries upon centuries of shit to do in our own solar system. Just, hi Theo, thanks for hopping in. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, like there's just the solar system is enormous. The solar system is absolutely enormous. There's we're gonna be. It'll probably take centuries and centuries to devise the technology necessary to cross that gulf anyway. And the incentive isn't clear, right? Like, again, because you'll have to really hit like the limit of what you can do in a solar system, and you can do so much in a solar system. I think, yeah, exactly, Daniel. Right, like, you know, if you're just like growing your unique, brand of soybean or whatever on Mars, and you're living out in some valley in a small town, and most of the economy of the town is from a local university or something, like a just people coming and going, like a research facility. Like, you'll just, you may even form the opinion that the Civil War is a hoax and doesn't exist, right? Like, it's possible for people to believe that on Mars, right? Because of just how big a place it is, and yeah, printing an O'Neill cylinder a day keeps the ice fees away. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, I love really, really, like, big, grand, crazy culture scale sci-fi. I really love it. I've always enjoyed it. I personally am just interested in those like in between periods of history that are just like, right now I'm researching the I forgot the name of it. It's the Kalmar Union, right? I didn't know about the Kalmar Union. It's a 300-year Scandinavian Union, right? A lot of stuff went down over 300 years in this union that I've never heard of or read anything about. And like, in in the Baltic, in the Baltic was just upheavals, vast things going up and down, right? And that's like a tiny patch of, it's a little patch of wet, right, on our blue dot. And so to me, that's interesting, right? Like, cislunar space alone is vast. It's absolutely enormous. In my world, I have the whole L5 region, right, is populated by countless like factories and fabricating facilities and shipping and receiving and logistics and everything. It's just this giant parking region and little gas stations. People can spend their whole life just zipping around in little, making little jaunts between spots in L5. And that's like, I don't know, like 10 Africas across, right? It's enormous. So yeah, that's where I live with what interests me about the spacefaring in the near future, right? All right, what was I gonna do? I was gonna cut a hole. Gotta turn on the wireframes. Let's see. Yeah, this. I like answering the questions. Don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying this. I'm just trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. So please keep them coming. I love talking about this stuff. Okay. So, yeah. Oh. Some water has magically appeared. Thanks, Joe. All right. I see what I need to do. All right. Oh, geez. That doesn't help at all. Let's do some see-through. Okay, so I need this. Shift S, cursor to selected. Yeah, right. Oh, cool. You do the Lunar War. Oh, that's awesome. I love your work, and I love this. It's awesome stuff. Everybody should check out Theo's work if you haven't. It's just great. Like seriously, feel free to link to your stuff in my chat. Like, I think you got rad stuff. Cursor to selected selections. Cursor. Here we go. What are some of the medical loadouts that the space medics have on hand? Oh, that's a good question. So I always have to look this up because I write all this stuff down. So they have a suit kit. It's just I have a list of stuff. So like your typical OSR, your minimum kit is going to be. Oh, cool. Right. That's good to know. Thank you, Thea. So you're going to have titanium carbide shears, 150 meters of titanium cable spool and a universal attachment, 2 safety hooks and a strap, nitrogen bottle, collapsible thruster handle, 2-meter deployable sunshade, 3, I call them BIFMO flares. They're ballistic inference for matching orbits. So you send out these flares and the optics on a vessel can basically infer your orbit in relation to your position. It's like it's useful in certain situations to just have an optical triangulation. Then you have hibernation/sedation drug injector. Then you have a wind-up and solar rechargeable torch, a radio distress buoy. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That's great. Thanks. Thank you, L5 resident. What's your name, actually? Again, if you don't mind, I just keep forgetting. I'm sorry. Leak tape. Then let's see. There's you might have, for example, a couple rescue bubbles, an auxiliary LSS for rescuees, extendable boom, helmet lights, quick splints, 2 quick splints, a suit diagnostic box, 2 flexible disposable displays, a small hammer, small drill and bits, a handsaw, cable cutters, adhesive handhold straps, Kapton tape, and nylon netting. And then if you have the so that's the loadout for what I call the EVFR CS, which is confined spaces, and then there's EVFR EX, which is the station extraction variant. That has it's a larger RCS system. There's handholds on your suit. There's a robotic exoskeleton. You've got floodlights, omnidirectional radar, 20 single-use hull pitons, a piton gun, 5 drones and a drone dock, hydraulic shears, 10 extendable booms, 10-meter steel net, large drill, hammer, handsaw, cable cutters, deployable debris laser. Alpha Resonant Earth Middle Range 0.5 or call back to the Alpha SSA. Yes, familiar with that. I just meant your name. What's your name? Your Earth name. It's okay. You don't have to share. I was just curious if I record because I want to credit you properly for your contribution to the Lunar War. Okay, let's make this window. I'm gonna quietly work for a few minutes, but I'll be checking in the chat here. Just want to make a little progress on this. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and... All right. Let's just commit. Add Boolean. Do I have my hole? Yep. Okay. Control A. And delete from file. Did I go deep enough? Oh, phooey. It read it that way. Oh, actually, that's not bad because I can use that. How does the OSR work? Is there a director? Yeah. So there's an organization headquartered in Manila, Philippines. They're divided into let's see, you have the Leo Theater, the Cislunar Theater, and the Mars Theater. Then you have Orbital Command Mission Support. Then you have Strategic Planning and Support Group. And then the Legal and Public Office. So those are the main branches. Under the Leo Theater, you have OSR Leo 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you have... in the Cislunar Theater, you have translunar injection operations, Moon, L4, L5, and outposts. Mars Theater, you have flotilla and staging. So flotilla means like Aldrin cyclers and there's whenever they just send volleys of hundreds of ships, those are called flotillas, right? Every time there's an opportunity, every 18 months or whatever. Then the Orbital Command Mission Support, you've got the Human Resources, Engineering Logistics, IT, Acquisitions, Operation Logistics, Mission Support and Security. Then the Strategic Planning Support Group, you have Response Policy, Prevention Policy, Capabilities, Cyber Command, All-Region Response, Global Response, International Affairs, Intelligence. I'm guessing the Mars branch has a lot of hazard pay. Oh, yeah, certainly. And then LPO, you've got Public Affairs, Office of Augmented People's Affairs, because we have cyborgs in this world. Then there's the Resources and Civil Liberties and the Judge, Advocate, and Chief Counsel. And so then the ranks go from Orbiter Cadet, Orbiter Apprentice, Orbiter. So that's E1 through E3. Then E4 is Orbital Responder 3rd Class. 5 is Orbital Responder 2nd Class. Then Orbiter 1st Class. E6 is chief responder, then E7 is command responder, and then E8 is master responder of the OSR. Yeah. You guys, this is all, I'm just reading off of my website, orbitalsearchandrescue.com. If you click on the org link, I can just, let me just link this in the chat, but here you go. And there's a map of OSR operations, their theater of operations. You can check out. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question. Okay, let's make this window. So, am I gonna fuss about good geometry? And the answer is yes, because I want to do a... I know it. Oh, shoot. I want to do a fabric simulation on this, so I have to. Okay, so let's start fussing. This is the tedious part here. All right. Last. Okay. Just nudge that over. Good. Yeah, you got it, Dana. Glad to be of service. Let's see. Can I just go like... that? Least favorite thing. Did the RCS plugin work? I haven't had a chance to try it, to be perfectly honest. I really want to. But honestly, I have been... There's just been some hotter fires I've had to put out recently. Life fires. So that's kind of always the case with me. But without going into too much detail, that's the main reason I haven't been able to. Let's see. If I do that, I don't like that at all. I don't like the topology on that at all. I'm going to go like that. Let's do that. I'm always hesitant to add edge loops. I don't want to if I don't have to. So, let's see, can I dissolve edges? Let's do that. Because then I can take this, and I can go last. Let's just do that. Last. Oops. Dissolve. No, not dissolve faces, dissolve edges. Yes, silly goose. Okay. Well, that's good. You know what? I can just double up these edge loops. In fact, what I'm going to do is take this and do a G-stretch. There we go. Take this and do a G-stretch. Make it nice and neat. Take that and take that and do a G-stretch. Okay. That's better. Oh, right. Ha ha ha. It's copying that way. Alright, so that means I have to... Alright, let's do some cutting. That's fine. That is just fine. We can do that. We can be... Nope. We can do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and take you, cut you out here. Take you, cut you to here. Take you, cut you to here. Take you... cut you to here, take that, cut it, take that, cut it, take that, cut it. Okay, so now I can take that, X dissolve edges, X dissolve edges. I will check it out, that plugin. do appreciate that. It's definitely going to be something I want to mess with, but I have not had the opportunity. Oh yeah, let me do this. I can go G-stretch like that. Yes, that looks so much nicer. Let's do G-stretch. There we go. Okay. Why do I feel like there's probably a better way to do this. But whatever. I'm just gonna do it the slow Stanley way. That's fine. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oh, weird. Oh, it's removing my redundant center? Oh, don't do that. Don't want that. Okay. Oh, I should save it. Let's do smash station VO1. All right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to like make a fabric sim and expand this. You'll see the idea. Should probably put a edge loop there. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna look cool. Yeah, it's definitely Vast inspired. I think that they're, yeah. I don't really have a reason why. I just going for it. I just want something that in this world probably would be generic by now, but you know is not so in our world. Let's do that. Oh, hi, Nicola. Welcome. Thank you. Glad you're here. We're covering all kinds of topics. We're having adventures in space while I build this space contrivance, space station majigger. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink that one more time. I'm gonna put decals around it. Put that in and separate the selection. Okay. So now, there we go. We got a little hole down there. That's okay. Separate window. All right. Okay. So, what happens if I take this? I'm going to just select all of this, all of this, all of this, all of that, and we're gonna select invert. Okay. Go like this. Let's just deselect all this stuff. We don't need all that. Oh, why is it weird? Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate it. Separate selection. Is there something? What the heck? Oh, weird. Must have taken some. Oops. Okay, delete faces. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not being a silly goose here. Okay, I didn't damage that. Great. Yeah, there. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so let's take this. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. Here's what I'm going to do. There's a lot of like pausing and problem solving. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this. I'm going to make a pin group here. Let's call this pin. Just call it pin. There we go. Alright, assign. I'm going to pin that as well. Let's see, is it selecting all of it? Good, great, okay. And so now, I think what we're going to want to do is take this. Let's see, how many around are we? You know what I should do is I'm going to go shift, cursor to world origin. I'm going to make a reference circle. It's going to have let's say 12. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yes. That's good. So now I can kind of see. Alright. Let's do that. Okay. Nope. Nope. There we go. This is just, I'm going to get rid of that. It's just for reference. Are you guys enjoying just watching me blender for a little bit? Like, I hope that's okay. And not too boring. And, you know, feel free to interject if you have something you want to talk about. I don't mind. I'm just, you know, doing the thing. Great. I'm glad to hear it. Awesome. All right, so let's assign that to the pin group. So what do we have? Select. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Wait, let me see. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go here and here, and I'm gonna assign that. Okay, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna let's subdivide the surface, subdivision surface. Okay. Physics. We're going to do a cloth, and we're going to go all the way down to here. Pressure, property weights, structural group, field weights. Okay, we don't want any gravity. Spaceships, so this is quite a fun setup. Oh, that's great, Theo. Awesome. Something, all these squares make a circle. I need better blender myself. Well, if you guys have Blender questions, I love answering Blender questions too. That is certainly a-okay with me. I'm gonna just... Oh, okay, cool. The cloth can sit on the outside, so I can go ahead and make that. That's great. Yay! I just learned something. All right. So, where's my pin group? Shape. Yeah, there we go. All right, pin. Okay, let's see what happens if I just set it to 0.5. Nothing. Okay. So let's see what happens if I go back here, take that down a smudge, and I go over back to pin, or back to physics, and set the pressure to, I don't know, 5? Oh, okay. There's a little more. Alright, so let's set it to 20. Okay, but I want some flexing. I wonder if that's going to have to come with just sculpting it. I don't like that solution. All right, so I'm going to do simple. Okay, let's do... Does increasing the resolution give me anything? Not really. Oh, didn't like that. Okay, okay. So I'm going to do, let's go back to simple and apply it. You know, honestly, I haven't spent that much time with particles. When I was working on Pantheon, I was doing like a bunch of particle stuff. And it was interesting. I liked it, but I haven't really had a chance to explore it that strong. Let's make this 50. Just want to see what happens if I really pump up the inflation values here. Now, if I go in here and I go into edit mode, that's the problem. All right, so I want to remove that, and I want this. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so let's go ahead and assign. These can stay pinned, and I'll do the same on this side. I think assign. So now if I select, okay, that's better. So then let's go up here, assign. Didn't like it when I subdivided it. It got silly willy. Yeah, all right, that's looking better. Okay, let's let that pump out a little bit. Boom. Okay, so that's better. It's still just kind of looking too, it's like puffy. It's inflating out, which I like. I could put some like bolts and things to hold those pins down. Look kind of nice. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is like, well, you know, let's just see if I can continue to do something interesting with the physics. All right, physics. Let's go 100. Oh, I know what I can do. I can make this 50, and I can just take the tension down. Let's take the tension way down. Okay. So that helps. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to just sculpt it, but that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply. Boop. There we go. All right. What is the tool you use most in Blender? Oh my gosh. All of them. Just I use all of them all the time. Everything. Compositor, the modeling, like just all the Blender tools. I really use the heck out of all of them, to be perfectly honest. Maybe that's not answering your question. I guess it depends on what I'm doing. And I'm finding myself using Blender in so many different ways all the time. I really am like a true believer in being a generalist about everything. And it's bitten me in the butt before, but I can't help it. I like being a generalist. As an artist, I like being a generalist. Let's see, Mark Sharp. How does that look? Let me turn off the wireframe finally. Okay. So I think now I can like, let's go to sculpt mode and let's try this. This might not work, we'll see. Ooh, I really hate that. Okay. What if I do that? Oh, it just ripples it out. Okay. What if I... Wow. Okay. What if I just do this? Okay. What if I... That's too much. Okay. If I just grab the cloth a little bit. Okay, that's a better result. So, okay, so I'm going to have to mask. Let's see. Let's mask this off. Nope. Mask these. What's this? Line project. Is there another way to... Well, maybe I'll just go like this. No, that's lame. Wait. Ha! You know, Stanley, you could do this. Okay. Go like that. There we go. That's better. Okay. When rigging characters, what do you try to keep in mind? Oh boy, rigging characters. All right, I'm still learning how to rig, but topology is everything. I can tell you that much. Just definitely, if it's something you want to learn to do, make sure your topology is good. Topology makes everything easier if it's good. If you have good topology, you're going to be in much better shape across the board. Yeah, it's a mission critical. Is what I would say. I don't know if my buddy Chris Boylan is in the chat today, but if he is, he would have much more to say about rigging than I would, as he is a master at that. He's a master at many things, but definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to rigging. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do that. Do that. I'm going to try to like pin out these guys. Yeah, because I don't want it to affect the seams. I don't know if this is going to work the way I think. It might not, but I'm going to try. Yeah, I mean, Blender is awesome, and I love it. It is definitely slower than just frickin' drawing something. So I do think, like, if you're a 3D artist, you should try to be a 2D artist as well. I think that's a pretty important thing. I think that the two speak to each other very well. I think you can only benefit. You know, it's not necessary by any stretch, but like, I think that art's art. You know, and like good topology, for example, it's hard to make good character topology if you aren't very conscious of anatomy, for example. So that's where maybe some 2D skills, or at least some sculpting skills, come into play. Toon Boom's great. Although I'm a big TV Paint believer. Okay, now let's see if this works. Okay, maybe not quite like that. All right, so let's see. What do I need to do? Is it moving my stuff? Okay, it is kind of ignoring those, so that's good. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can just like. Yeah, see, I don't like those ripples. I want it to kind of pinch, but this pinch tool doesn't quite push cloth. Pushes geometry inwards or outwards. See, look at that. That's frustrating. All right, so bend, twist. Oh, bend boundary cloth. That's cool. Look at that. You can just go like, I can just send some waves. That's kind of cool. All right, well, let's at least do that. That looks cool. Man, Blender has some cool tools. Okay. What happens if I go like... I'm just going to wiggle it a little bit. In each corner, I think. That's going to work. What the heck? Yeah, it's okay. It's going to be in such an oblique view that I think I can get away with. No, don't smooth it. Move it around. There we go. Let's get that nice and really wrinkled. Okay. Really wrinkle that sucker. Really wrinkle that sucker. Really wrinkle that. I'm just going to use both hands. This is going to be alright. This is going to be alright, guys. You're about open tunes. No, I have not heard about open tunes. What should I know about open tunes? What is that? Do tell. What are some of the new features that everybody like the most? Honestly, the grid fill. Like, I think the grid fill is great. The updated grid fill is amazing. Yeah, I guess if I had to answer your earlier question, I do a lot of modeling, really. Like, just a lot. Ooh, look at that. Okay. That gives me an idea. What happens if I go like that? Oh, it just fills out in a funny way. All right, we don't need it. We don't need it. Yeah, grid fill's very powerful. They've expanded it significantly. It does just really, really, really big stuff that I can't deny is just fantastic. And has made it's been a really, there's just so many uses for grid fill. Okay, that's looking pretty good. You know what? I am going to, yeah, if you Blender Secrets on YouTube is really cool. Can I pinch a point? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I think we're getting somewhere here. If I just do that and then like smooth it out, does that look good? No, looks like crap. All right, not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna belabor this. All right, this is just supposed to be a. Oh no. Okay, save. Okay. Cool. All right. So I think I can actually. Let me just delete from file for a sec. I don't want to do that. So I want this guy in here. This is what I really want. This is the all-important pièce de résistance right here. Yeah. Don't need that. Separate selection. And delete from file. Okay, cool. Now we're a clown town. Super brown. Alright, what am I doing? Don't want to move that like that. I want to move that like that. So I'm gonna go L and move that out just a smidge. How's that looking? here, tab, click on that, delete faces, delete faces, boom. OpenToonz is a 2D animation engine that seemed to be based on Studio Ghibli animation. Oh, yes, okay, yes, I have heard of that. And it's cool. I think it's great. I haven't used it. I probably should give it a shot. Could probably benefit from using it. So I'm going to expand these rings just a smudge. Yeah, baby. All right. Okay. 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 Now we're getting somewhere I want to be. Now we're getting somewhere I want to be. All right. So, next step. Just duplicate that. So, at the very least, I don't want light leaking in the wrong spots. Okay. Let's put some handholds and external straps on this. So let's make a handhold. Or should I just steal one from the International Space Station? In my first dancing sack animation in OpenToonz. Hell yeah. That's great. Da, 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 da. Love it. That's how we do. That's how we do. Okay. What am I belaboring? Why am I fussing over this so much? I'm going to make a strap. That's what I wanted. Alright, I'm going to make some straps. So let's take you. You will be my first strap. And you will be my second strap. Yeah, and then okay, duplicate, separate selection. There we go. Let's do solidify. Let's go the other way. Let's make it a little thinner. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Do a fall off on the woo. Okay. What happened to you? No. Why do I? Oh. I want this. I want that. I would love to see this dancing sack animation. Let's do press square. There we go. That looks good. Now we got some. Now we got some stuff. All right, boom. Let's do this. Let's take D and kind of make like a stitch to it. I don't know that this is strictly. Nope. Turn that off. Strictly necessary. But I'm gonna mark these as sharp. Mark sharp. There we go. Right? Doesn't that look fun? Alright. space station is emerging. Look at that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put like a little boundary stitch, I think, around this also. Just to thicken it up. I think it'll look good. All right. D, separate selection. Add modifier. Let's do solidify. Let's take that out. Yeah. And let's clear sharps. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. All right. All right. I can adjust that later because I think I'm going to make a handhold out of that. Okay, so let's go take this and go like that. Take you and go like that. Take you and go like that. Don't need it on both sides yet. Take you and go like that. Okay. Let me see how this looks, kind of looking at it like that. Yeah, alright, so I think I should throw a little bevel on that. Bevy, wevy. Yeah, that's... Okay, let's see what else. I'm going to throw a little bevel on those guys too. That's better. Soften it up. Soften it up. Okay. I'm not so sure how I feel about those sharps anymore, but you know what? I think it'll read, and whatever I don't like, I can paint out. All right. So let's throw some shaders on this real quick. Let's take this and wow. Select all that crap, jeez. UV, unwrap, smart UV project. Just do it. Is that legit? What? Oh. Okay. Not what I wanted. There we go. Let's see what happens if I unwrap it. It's going to take a while, but... Oh boy. Hope it doesn't freeze. There we go. That looks horrible. All right. It's UV. Unwrap. Smart UV project. Just unwrap it somehow. Okay, you know what? It's gonna make me do it. All right. Let's just take. No. Take that. Ah. Take that. Does it go all the way down? No. So that means I'm gonna go just pick one over here. Okay. Mark seam. Yeah. Alright, let's try this. Unwrap. Let's give it a second. Too many polygons. Too many polygons. Too many polygons. Oh. Not too many polygons. Plenty of polygons. Alright. So that's unwrapped. Let's take this real quick. Boop. Select all that. Unwrap. That's fine. Alright. This is just so that the shaders look correct when I throw them on. Okay. let's unwrap that too. Ugh. All right. Unwrap. Okay. What do you project? Oh, jeez. Okay. How about we just do let's do the right thing. Do it the right way, Stanley. Nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. What do I want to do? Mark scene. There. All right. Select all. Hit UV. Unwrap. Can I just take that and put it over? All right, whatever. Close enough. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just going to be metallic. Okay, so then I did want to break this open. That's right. That's why I had a couple. Here's this metal. How do I want to break it open? That's very much a compositional choice too, so I can't just... Oh, phooey, phooey, booey, booey. Okay. Let's just throw some metal on it. Okay. Metal. Search. This is Blender Kit, by the way, which I think is awesome, and everybody should use it. Alright, let's do metal. Metal? Let's do the same. Let's just make that the same metal. Frozen white. Okay. So then this can be glass. Let's get something shiny and weird looking. Coated funky glass. Yeah, that's fine. Coated funky glass is good. Okay. And then we need fabric. We're gonna do just the same white fabric on it. Or this, I could do this. No. Look at that. That does what I want. See? That's what I want. Oh, but that's like a... Oh, I'm not gonna fuss. I'm not gonna fuss. Okay. Should be this like softer white. Alright, let's just throw that on. And we'll have the same thing, the fabric. Okay. Perfect. All done. Just kidding. Alright, let's go over here to shader editor. And let's make this like 6, 6, 6. No, let's make it 8, 8, 8. Nope. Let's make it 15, 15, 15. Maybe. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe it should be foil. I'm just curious. I'm just trying stuff, you know? See, how does that look? Just gonna try different stuff, you know. Let's see. How does that look? Nope. What if it's aluminum foil? Wow. That is a crazy shader network for aluminum foil. It's ugly too. Alright, but whatever. Let's see what happens. Wow, it definitely eats up you know, before I like commit to loading it into the other file, I just want to like, alright, let's throw in my world here. Environment. Boom, 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 open. Earth skybox. It's just my reflector. Just to try things. Okay. Let's take that and maybe match the actual. Okay. It's close enough. All right. Let's see, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about it when it's cycles? I hate it. Okay. Good to know. Sometimes it stinks. Let's set this to maybe this one for now. No, that's too like warm. I want like whatever. Let's just do Nope. Let's do daytime. All right. Okay, so we don't like that shader network because that is way too heavy and ugly. So how does that one look? It's lighter weight. I think I'm going to go back to fabric. All right, let's go back to fabric. Leave the metal on that one. Okay. So then this one can also be fabric. And, oh, where did my little handholds go? Oh, there. Okay, good. Okay, let's, you know what? I'm going to just in case, do that. Okay. So I got that. How's everybody doing? How's my audience tonight? I think it's time to throw some decals on this thing. I'm not yet sure, actually. I don't know if I want to throw decals on it just yet. I'll do decals as the last pass. I don't need to do it here yet. And I'm still not sold on the fabric. So let me see how I feel about it in the light. Where's my denoise? Turn that on, please. Gonna make me do it. All right, I'm gonna try this just for the sake of trying it. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is some deep Kerbal action going on here. that's the out color. Why does it seem so bright though? Is it just the sun? Wow. Okay. Well, if that works, I'm not gonna fight it. Okay, so this is as good a time as any to give it some internal guts. This is for my cutting, because I'm gonna cut it. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Okay. Okay, let's solidify. And let's take it just down and add and shade smooth and duplicate and L and grow it a smunchy bunch. Or maybe shrink it just a bit there, so it kind of has like 2 layers. You'll see what I'm going to do with this soon, but I gotta, compositionally, I'm going to find what it is I'm trying to do. And I think I'm going to do this too. I'm going to like shrink it this way. I need to make it like way more internal ribbing. Okay, just put it at each of these. I think that's a good overall guidance. Okay, cool. All right, so then I can assign frozen white metal. Frozen white metal. Okay. So I have a feeling I can just check on the UV situation here. What is this? This just doesn't seem correct. So I'm gonna go UV unwrap, smart UV project, unwrap. That got worse. Why are there so many like? It doesn't make sense. Let me see. White distance. Anything? No? Okay. You know what? Let's just see what happens if I mark seam, mark seam, mark seam, mark seam, mark seam. Mark seam. I don't know. I'm just trying to like give the UV unwrap some more to work with. Sometimes it just this produces a result that's bogus, and so mark seam, mark seam, Mark seam. Mark seam. Mark seam. Mark seam. Mark seam. Let's see. Mark seam. Okay. And let's just do these here. I don't know how far I really need to go with the rest of this. Because that's just an opening up there. Okay. Alright. You're gonna make me do it. Just this is the problem with being a perfectionist. It makes you end up just taking forever on everything. God. Alright. Okay. Now. Ha! Yeah, crazy thing. Let's unwrap it. See what happens. See, that's better. That seems better. So now, if I take this, do I have that UV toolkit? What happens if I gridify? Oh man, I regret clicking on that. Wait, no I don't. What happens if I hit straighten UVs? Is it gonna like turn them all into a line? Please don't. Orient Islands? I haven't used the UV toolkit very much before. Okay, you know what? Let's go to average island scale. No? Pack islands? Does that do anything I want? It's better. Okay. Now let's just maybe change the hide some of the bullshit. It's okay. This is just for painting. Just for painting. It's just for painting. It's not a final output. I'm just gonna paint it to look nice. That's the point. It's for painting. You gotta remember that. Okay. Alright, this should do it. I'm gonna just merge everything. Let's merge all of this. Control J. Did it screw up any of my textures? No. Great. Okay. So now let's name it Space Station. Okay. Open recent. Let's get this guy. And let's go append collection. Okay, we don't need the light. Don't need the camera. But we do need the station. Okay. So now I want to match the orientation of my little reference cylinder here. And this is where my Blender knowledge would be. It would be so great if there was just a match this thing. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Of course there is. Because it's Blender. It has all that wild stuff built in, which is what makes it so good. It has so many little hidden sneakies. Okay. Alright, let's copy the location as well. And, oh, you know what? There's a tool for that. It's called Shift S. Cursor to selected. Shift S. Selection to cursor. Look at that. Scale that sucker up. Get rid of that. Let's go back into our camera. Okay. Oops. Alright. So now oops. Alright. So I want to take that, rotate it this way. Maybe to right around here. How about we use this gizmo actually? Okay, so that's good. So I think I'm going to do this one. Spaceship has a name, like a model name, and also a name given by the crew. Oh. It doesn't. It should. That's something I hadn't thought of. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, that I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'll have to think of that. I'll have to think of an appropriate appropriate name for it. That was the right one. Okay, let's see. No. That's not right. I don't want that. Where's my... Oh, connected only. There we go. Yeah. Wow, that's... You know, I could also just move the station a little further. There we go. Let's go a little further. Okay. I can also nudge it down a little bit. And now, if I go back in here, and take that and kind of fuss it over into a better shape, sort of in there. Nope. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of imperfection on that model, but again, good enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. Oh, thank you. I'm trying. All right, let's see. So now, it's going to be a question of do I want to compose the astronaut back a bit further? Oh, no. Let's just go like that, because I think what I want to do, yeah, I think that's a little better. Yeah, that's exactly right. it's very true. I mean, that's what I love it for. Like, it's truly just some crazy guerrilla shit, you know, in that regard. Let's do like that. Put that all kind of here, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to put a cut in here. All right, so I should version up. Completely agree about that. All right, so let's see. Oh, hey, let's bring back what makes that golden, huh? Gotta be golden. Na, 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 da, ba, ba, na, da. Okay. where do I want to make this incision? It should be like, yeah, all right. Mesh cube. This is a crazy thing I'm going to try to do here, but I hope it works. I hope it works. Is all I can say. Is that I hope that what I'm about to do is not completely bananas. Let's see, where does that put us? Maybe make it smaller. Right there. Okay. All right. Cute. No. How about all right. Y add Boolean. Good, good so far. Wait, no, not at all what I want. Okay, let's take you, go add Boolean, split. Okay. Do I get that? Yes. Is technically what I would like. Oh, but it's split in this bad spot. Okay, so let's. Wait, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay, let's just. All right, I'm gonna isolate this. I'm gonna command that, and I'm gonna pick these sides of the box because we don't need this crap. Delete faces. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Delete faces. And now I can go. Bridge. Oh, come on. How did that happen? Oh, weird. Well, whatever. Bridge. Bridge. Take this, take this, bridge, great. Nope. Bridge. Take that out of there. Bridge, that's fine. Nope. Bridge. Really? Bridge? No? Alright, fine. Maybe we don't need that. Okay. So I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna take you. Yeah. Isolate. Delete faces. Okay. Let's just go like this. Let's go like this. Bridge. Yes. Alright, cool. Alright, let me just see where that cut lives. Oh my gosh, it's very close to the camera. Damn. Okay. So what I want to do. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you. We're going to nudge you back this way. There. Okay. That's where we want it. But I want this strap. So I'm going to take... no. I'm going to take this. You know what? I'll just... whatever. I'll just... It's okay. No one's going to look at that. No one's going to look at that thing in the back. Right? Right, fellas? Right, audience? No one's gonna look. No one's gonna know what I'm hiding back there. What am I talking about? You don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna just tweak things until they look right. Nope. Okay, there we go. Let's see how that's looking. All right, much better. All right, so now comes the very, very strange thing I'm trying to do, which is this like pried open cut. Go like this. Nope. Nope. Don't see a thing, Danny. Don't see a single damn thing. Okay, so that's awful. Let's see what that looks like. Let's do it like that. So then what I can do is go over here and kind of turn off the connected part and have it affect everything, so we can kind of rough up this edge a little bit. Subdivide it so I can get some more jag out of it. Okay, so now I can bring back my little piece of foil, I think. And sneak it in somewhere in here. Maybe make it a little smaller. Shift this, selection to cursor. See. Should use that gizmo more. This is a chance to kind of compose things a little bit. Okay, let's start playing with some lighting outcomes and see how this behaves. Okay, it's actually looking pretty good. Okay, so what I want to do is take this, take that, separate the selection, and solidify. Image data. Yeah, thank you, Dan. Okay, that's looking better. That's looking much better. Okay, so now I gotta decide if on a few things. So I gotta put some bolts on this in places. Like, let's see what happens if I do a bolt right there. Shrink it way down. Shrink it way down. Go like that. Thank you. Thank you, Lucas. Put some decals right there. Okay. Ooh. It's really chugging. Alright, I'm gonna switch to this mode here. Just so I can. Okay, let's put a decal here. 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 It's this little stuff, little texture in the background. Okay, so that will look nice when it's rendering. Okay, so let's turn this back on. Yeah, alright, let me turn off the... I'm just gonna let this bake for a second and just see what I notice. Okay. Let's move the earth a little bit. Maybe to right there. Okay. That's a tangent, so let's see if I can just rotate it just a little bit. Okay. That's feeling better. Let's take this decal and nudge it over a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so gotta go back to this. So I think this pose is good. I'm gonna actually maybe tweak the pose a little smunchy bunchy wunchy if I where's the control for this guy? Here it is. Just bring that to the edge of the frame. So now all the full tentacles are visible. Looks pretty cool. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do, I have to do, is apply the armature there. You know what? Let me version that up. Okay. Okay, so what shader do I have on this? Black painted metal. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. Black painted metal. Nope. Nope. Alright, let's just. Alright. Please don't be mad at me, thing. Did I just black painted metal all the way? Yeah. I just don't want to open the. Pop it into freaking. Okay, so that's good. That's good. This internal bit is black painted metal. Okay. Oh, this is good because yes, yes. Okay, that answers a question that I had. So I can do exactly what I have wanted to do there. Great. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Okay. So, what were the fingers? The fingers were rubber. All right. Just rubber. Rubber. This rubber? Okay. Let's go E, D, D, D. Copy material to selected. Okay. And then let's take this and this. I'm pretty sure I had funky coated glass. Yeah, love that funky coated glass. That's great. This is useful. Okay. I could take. Let's see, what were the blades over here? What color were they? The blades were old metal. Alright. So we're gonna make. Let me select you. Let me select you, please. Nope. There. Old metal. Okay. Nope. Old metal. And then what was this? Scratched blue metal. Okay. Are we even going to see it in there? Do I need to go to that length to... No. We're not going to see it. I don't have to bother with that. Okay. So... let's see how things have been affected. Okay, it's looking better. Cool. Okay, so now let's click on these guys. Rubber pattern. Gonna remap those. So let's go back in here. UV editing. Okay. I'm gonna pick the side farthest from camera because I don't want to mark seam. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. And this one. Okay, I'm gonna pick the underside. Doesn't really have an underside. Okay, mark seam. Oh, interesting. What's going on here? Oh, weird. Okay. That doesn't seem right at all. Should just be the same mesh. Okay. Right. All right. Well. Unwrap. That's so completely wrong. Okay. Seam goes all the way to the edge, all the way to the end, like it should. All right. Well, let's just do Smart UV project. Why is it unwrapping like that? That is so strange. Well, that's a mystery. That is a mystery. Why is it unwrapping like that? Okay, let me see. Well, that one has all the subdivision on it, so let's do that. Okay, and this one is just incorrect. That's completely wrong. Oh! Knew it. Alright, there we go. That's why. Now we have our solution. Okay. So now I'm going to take these I'm going to isolate them, and I'm going to do a little bit of sculpting and painting. I want them to have some wrinkles on them, so let's start with this one. Sculpt mode. Okay, so I have these great grab planar cloth. Is this the no? Where's the twist? I wonder what this does. Cool. Look at that. That's neat. That's not quite what I want. All right. Interesting. Okay. Just learning what all the twist boundary cloth. That's what we want. Doesn't mess up the connection. Good. Okay. Let's do it over here. That's cool. Okay. So now what I want to do is drag cloth. Whoa. That's not right. Oh, brush. There has to be like a preserve volume or something. Like, let's see, tool, brush setting, drag, force fall off, radial, simulation area, dynamic. Persistent. Hope this is still interesting. Oh, sick. Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. Right, so like I just need a little. Bends. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do too much. You know, it still has to be very natural. Really like this planar cloth grab, because it just gives me just enough like yeah, see this, I don't need a lot. Don't need a lot. Okay. Do it on this one. Sculpt mode. Where's my That ought to do it. Okay. Sculpt mode. Yeah. That looks cool. Okay. So let's see how that renders. That's looking pretty cool. Okay. Let me change this material. Where's my scale? Oh, it's like a wave texture. That's interesting. I'm gonna find a different rubber pattern and just recolor it again. Let's see. I'm gonna be wrapping up the stream here soon because I'm gonna probably hit the hay. But I'm getting close to where I want to be. Let's see. I think this texture is really close to what I'm looking for. Oh, it's because it's the same one. I picked this before. I just wanted to change the scale. Okay. Interesting. All right. So I gotta figure out how this shader works. Okay, that's a little more manageable. What if I just isolate the selection for a second? Okay. Vector rotate, vector rotate. Oh, I see. It's just a wave texture on repeat. Nice. Okay, let's do 80. 80. And 80. I don't like that. It should come from the UV. See, that's much better. Okay, so now I set this to 80. I have a feeling that it should be larger than this, so let's make it 50. 150. 150. 150. I think that's looking better. Oh no. I hope I didn't lose all that work. Got a crash. Oh boy. Blender crashed. Oh, I hope I was saving the whole time. Oh, thank God. Okay. I didn't lose much at all. Alright. So, that's good news. Alright. Let's go back to object. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it's 180. Oh, gladly. Gladly, Daniel. This is loads of fun for me to do and to think about and to show. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying some of the process here. Okay, let's see how this behaves. Yeah. I think this is going to be a pretty good spot to call it for now. Just want to take a quick look at how this render bakes out. I think it's looking pretty good. Yep. 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 All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Watching this process. It was a lot of fun. It's really cool. All right. Have yourselves a lovely evening. And truly take care. This was great. Thank you. I'll do another one soon. I'll put it out. Peace. Good night, everybody.